name is Nancy Garcia. This is Nayeli, Alfredo, Angelica, Blanca. Today I will talk and demonstrate about how to be able to communicate with the deaf culture. Being able to communicate with the deaf culture and the deaf culture with a hearing person is very important for people in Omaha. And it is very important for the people in Omaha because they want to be able to communicate effectively with each other. If you are having trouble trying to communicate with a deaf person, or if they cannot understand what you are trying to tell them, then you might want to learn how you can both be able to communicate effectively with each other. Here I will talk about some ways to be able to communicate effectively with a deaf person. There is lip reading. And lip reading is a vital communication skill for mild to moderate hearing loss. How you do lip reading is by facing the person you are talking to and make sure that they are looking back at you. Then there is the use of sign language. These are gestures that you use with your hands. Sign language provides a way to interact without speaking. I will now show you some examples that my Aunt Irma uses with her son, and she communicates with sign language. When they are at a place and they are going to leave, my Aunt Irma notifies her son by saying, "Let's go." This sign language means let's go. When he wants to speak with his dad or mom, this is dad and this is mom. When he wants to communicate with his parents that he is wanting to play, he uses this as a sign that he wants to play. When he wants to communicate to his family that he needs to use the restroom, he says, "I need to use the restroom." Also, he uses sign language to say he is hungry. So he uses this sign language trying to communicate with his family that he wants to eat. This sign language means he is hungry and he wants to eat. Then there is total communication, which incorporates lip reading, sign language, and speech. This provides an opportunity to develop their voice. This is for mild to severe hearing loss. You might not have known how you could better communicate with a deaf person and which method to use. Not only will this benefit you in trying to communicate with the deaf culture, but also it would also benefit them as well. After looking at these different ways or methods that you can use to better communicate with a deaf person, and even if you are not being able to communicate already with a deaf person before, now you do have ways that you can be able to communicate with them, and they can be able to communicate back to you their needs or wants. After searching and asking people in my family, how we can be able to communicate with each other, my Aunt Irma gave me these simple sign language, and I incorporated here today and show you that you can also be able to use it with the deaf culture. There are many more ways and many more sign language that you can use so they can understand you and you can be able to communicate back to them. I realized there are many different ways that you can be able to communicate with them. And I use these ways with my cousin, my aunt's son, Jesus. We use them every day. We use sign language as the way of communicating with him. He is deaf and he has severe hearing loss. You can also be able to choose the best method to use with a deaf person. You can find many ways online. There are pictures, or even deaf culture can be able to let you know and show you some of the different sign language that they use every day. Or if you know a family that uses sign language with their family or with their son, just like I have with my aunt that uses sign language with her son, then you will learn. Being able to communicate effectively with a deaf person is very important to them because they want to be able to let you know how they're feeling. They want to let you know what they want. And they just want to communicate with you and have interactions with you. You will be able to communicate effectively with them when you try different ways to do it. And you will successfully be able to communicate with them and be able to interact with each other. Thank you so much for listening.